So yeah, I don't know. Like if a computer was a person and like it just had to like follow instructions and like it always thinks that it's right, but like not in. I don't know. It's just like if you think like as a human, it is just like such a bizarre thing to think of. I don't know. It's just like popped into my head. The anthropomorphization of technology is just like a really fascinating sort of like thought topic.
So what would an error code indicate? Just something like wrong outside of its own...
I suppose that an error code would be whatever a human had programmed to display as incorrect. Because I mean, like human. This makes no sense. This is ridiculous. So, like, a human programs a computer, and they say if the computer does this, then it is functioning improperly, and it will give us this code to let us know. But like, the computer doesn't think that it's an error. It's just saying, okay, if this happens, then I will do this thing, and that is correct.
Right. So in that sense, the error would be the correct thing to...
Yeah. It's not doing anything wrong. It's just doing what it was told.
So was there anything specific that made you think of this?
I can't remember. What were we talking about before? Because it was something that we were saying.
I can't think of anything that would have led to that.
I can't remember at all. I think I just have like that sort of like existential kind of like thinking on my mind, just because of like the type of storytelling that I'm doing lately.
Gotcha.
So that could just entirely be a me thing.
Got it.
I'm Sophia, by the way. Hello, welcome to our podcast.
I was going to say, I was just about to introduce. So this is episode 16, right, of the Podratix Gaming Cast.
That's what it says on Zencaster.
Yeah, so I mean, unless I screwed it up and it's not, but I'm pretty sure it is.
If not, then we'll.
It's an episode.
Yeah, it's an episode, and we hope you. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy it
on this specific episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
I'm Zach,
and I've already introduced myself.
And we didn't really plan out what we're going to talk about today, but we'll come up with stuff. We always find stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
I guess there was actually kind of one big news thing.
Yeah.
The Game Awards nominees.
Oh, is that why Sora's trending?
I can't imagine.
Oh. Well, okay, so what are the nominees? I hope Deltarune won.
Spoiler alert, it didn't get nominated for anything.
Shoot. Okay, so what are they? I haven't heard any
Okay, I'm just pulling it up right now. So I was hoping
I don't usually follow. I like watched the Game Awards once, and I was just so bored. It was just nothing.
What year was that?
I think it was like, I don't know. It was like a couple years ago. I'm trying to remember. It was the one where Disco Elysium won like 2 awards, I think.
Okay, so 2019?
I think so.
Yeah.
And like that was honestly the most memorable moment. When they were like we want to thank Karl Marx, and they were hurriedly rushed off stage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're in a lot of ways they're getting better. I still think, I mean, it's not like I'm the biggest fan ever of award shows, but I do think it can be fun. Mm-hmm. Like just something to get everyone together. And of course, they've done a lot of pretty big announcements at the Game Awards recently. So
yeah.
I think if nothing else, a lot of people watch it just to see what gets revealed.
Mm-hmm. These are just nominations, right? The awards haven't happened proper.
Yeah, okay. That is correct. Yeah, so they're up for voting right now.
Okay.
The way it works is Jeff Keighley has like assembled like different game publications from like all over the world, and then their votes are worth like 90%, and then the fans are worth like 10%. Which, I mean, it sounds unfair at first, but it's like, yeah, so many people would troll vote.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of understand it. There is like a fan category now that's completely fan driven.
How do I vote? I guess I should look at the nominees. There's a.
You can. Yeah, I was going to go through them right now. For Game of the Year, it's Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. That's actually pretty interesting. That's 3 3D platformers.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to navigate the website. Is there a better way
Their
to like look
website
at this
is really
website?
bad this year because they used to have them all like all the categories listed out, and now it's just like you have to click on each individual one.
Yeah. Okay, I got it now. That's a pretty good spread. Those are aside other than It Takes Two. Like I know what all of these games are.
Oh, you don't know It Takes Two?
I'm looking at it and it doesn't look familiar to me.
So it's. I'm trying to think. It's by the crazy guy, Josef Fares, I think, is his name. And he was the one who came on the Game Awards, like the infamous like F the Oscars thing that he did. It was like it made Jeff Keighley like notably uncomfortable on live recording.
I must have completely missed that.
So it's a game about like two parents getting a divorce, and it's like from the perspective of the young daughter, and then there's like she makes some wish or something, and the parents get like turned into these dolls that she plays with, and then they have to like go on this cooperative adventure. So it's like a co-op 3D platformer. And I've heard like nothing but rave reviews for it. So
interesting.
So I'm actually like pretty happy with that lineup. It is missing one game that we'll get to later. I feel that should absolutely be up there, but
yeah, where's Earthworm Jim 3D?
Besides Dread, have you played any of these? Did you play Deathloop?
I have not played Deathloop, but I've watched my girlfriend play it, and it looks amazing.
Okay.
It looks like all the fun and chaos of Dishonored without any of the weird morality stuff. Because there was that whole thing about what was it, like the high low chaos, and like high chaos is like you get the bad ending, but like low chaos is like you're more you don't kill anyone, you're not seen, that kind of stuff.
Right. I only know about that because you told me about it.
Yeah.
I still need to play those games.
But Deathloop looks like all the fun of Dishonored without any of that, like feeling guilty about killing people.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
The game doesn't make you feel bad about it.
Right. Yeah, like I feel like every game on this list was something I wanted to play. The only one I've actually played is Metroid Dread, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like I should vote in this category. Even though my vote's not worth much.
I'm going to say Psychonaut. I'm going to nominate Psychonauts 2 because I haven't played it. But I played the first one and I've heard nothing but good things about. I'll have to sign in. Okay. Well, I'm audibly putting my vote towards Psychonauts 2. Just because I feel like more games like it should exist. And it deserves I feel like it probably deserves all the attention it gets.
Right. I feel like, from what I heard, Hitman 3 should have been on this list. I feel like that game got snubbed because it came out in January and people forgot about it.
Yeah. That's the other thing is these all feel like pretty late releases.
Right. I think It Takes Two came out in March, but that's like the latest. And I think Resident Evil Village was May. Everything else was like the last 6 months.
Yeah. I wish I could play Ratchet and Clank, but I don't have a.
I do too.
I don't have a PlayStation 5, and I probably never will.
I was going to switch over to. We'll go through these pretty quick. Best game direction: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank. So very similar. Just Metroid's out of there, and Returnal is in. I haven't played any of these, which is pretty crazy. Like normally, I've played at least like 2 or 3 in each category, but
yeah, I'm just kind of looking through. There's a lot of repeats.
there are.
Best narrative: Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, sure.
I heard it actually has like really great characters, and really great writing.
I don't know. We've had the discussion about Marvel movies. I'm just kind of tired.
yeah, understandably. Best art direction: The Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank. I feel like art is kind of vague.
Yeah,
it's like I would put Ratchet and Clank up there just because, like, if we're talking best graphics, it's definitely like the most stunning looking game of all of these.
Yeah, but I would kind of lean towards saying Psychonauts personally, because I feel like even if you go back to that old game, like the first game, like the art style still shines.
Right.
And like, even games like Dead Space has a phenomenal art style that like it has aged really, really well.
Right. I think Kena should be up there too.
Bridge of Spirits. I don't think I know what this is.
It's like a 3D action game. It's actually by I believe it's like a small like 3D film studio that like tried their hand at making a game, which is why it looks like a film quality game.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like a Disney movie.
Yeah,
this looks
so like they make films like that.
This looks like Frozen 3.
And now like gaming hardware is good enough that they can do that.
Yeah, that's wild.
In real time. So I haven't played any of these again, so I have no real opinion.
Yeah, maybe we should circle back once the awards have actually happened.
Right.
Cyberpunk.
Best score in music. I have also played none of these games, but it's The Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Near Replicant. Version 1.22474487139.
Those are my favorite numbers.
Well, you've actually played Cyberpunk, so does it have a really good soundtrack?
Yeah, it's got a pretty good soundtrack. I haven't like listened to it on its own more than like I think once.
All I can think of is the Cyberpunk meme that like the trailer music they use for all the memes.
Yeah. No, but like the soundtrack proper is pretty good. Chicory is nominated for Games for Impact for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message.
That's also very vague, but I would imagine from what you told me that Chicory feels like it would fit in there.
It's a very good game. It deserves all the awards. It should be in Game of the Year.
Yeah, we're coming up on another one that I feel should absolutely be best ongoing. I never really care about that because I don't really.
Yeah, these are all free to plays.
Yeah. Best indie. Okay, so this is an interesting category. You know which game I'm not going to vote for.
Is it 12 minutes? It might be 12 minutes.
I wanted to like that game so much, and there are some people that really got into it, and I honestly envy them. I just could not.
Yeah.
Death's Door. That's the game that absolutely should have been given a Game of the Year nomination.
Yeah.
It's a crime that it's not on there. It is.
I'm still meaning to.
It is absolutely my favorite game of the year so far.
I've been meaning to try and pick up a copy. It's on Steam, right?
It's so
or
good.
Game
Yes.
Pass.
It's on everything. Yeah, it's on Game Pass. Well, no, actually, I'm not sure if it's on Game Pass.
Is it on Switch? It should be.
It's on Switch now. Yeah.
Okay, it should be on Switch. It looks perfect for the Switch.
It was originally just on PC and Xbox, and now I think as of like the last month, it's now out on Switch and PlayStation. So everything but Stadia.
I've heard Loop Hero is really good.
I have too. I keep looking at gameplay and I'm like, this doesn't look interesting, but I'm sure like it's one of those things you just have to experience.
Mm-hmm. It's probably like looking at it, you wouldn't understand it, but like in the moment to moment sort of space, like it clicks.
Yeah. And I don't even know what Inscription is. Looks like a card game. With a stink bug and a squirrel.
Best community support. I'm sure that these are all false.
Just objectively the wrong choices.
Yeah. Apex, Destiny, Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Fortnite.
I know like No Man's Sky won last year. I'm pretty sure. Because they did actually like finally make good on their promises and then add a bunch of free stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm still waiting for it to drop under 20. But it only ever goes. Only ever goes on sale for 30.
Oh, okay.
As soon as it hits 20, I will get it. Or if it goes lower than 30, I will get it.
Gotcha.
But I don't want to spend. I don't want to spend $30 on it. I certainly don't want to spend $60 on it.
Innovation in accessibility presented by Chevrolet. I wonder why. Is it just random, or is there like some accessibility thing they're known for?
I don't know. It's probably just an opportunity for them to.
It just looks so out of place on this page. Yeah.
My girlfriend's been playing Resident Evil 4 VR. She's been having a really good time with it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you have a VR headset.
Yeah.
Now, right? So, have you played any of these? You played 4? Resi 4?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I've watched her play it, and it looks like a lot of fun. I keep seeing this Hitman poster, and I keep thinking it's Among Us, and I hate it. Like, I don't really have anything against Among Us because I just think that it's really funny. That it's like a meme.
Yeah.
But like, I hate that like I keep seeing it, and then my brain turns it into Among Us.
That's hilarious. Best action game. I don't know if you played any of these. Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal.
Mm-mm.
I don't know how No More Heroes 3 did not make it on this list. Especially, I don't know how it didn't beat out like Back 4 Blood and Far Cry 6 at the very least.
I've heard nasty things about Far Cry 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, there's stuff like it emails you with like how long you haven't played it or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like really weird. Like, I've never heard of a game doing that, but it's like I saw a bunch of people posting about it. I was like, oh gosh, this is horrible.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like the gameplay is concerned, I've heard it's like really good, but it's also, more Far Cry. So
yeah.
I feel like that just shouldn't be on the list because it's not original enough. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like I know No More Heroes 3 is the third game in the series, but it's also like so crazy and has a lot of fresh ideas. And it controls so well. Really irritates me.
How did hold on? I'm at best fighting. And I am trying so hard not to scream. How did Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl get nominated for Best Fighting Game?
I think I know the answer. And
Viacom.
it's just down to the fact that Oh no, I was gonna say because there just like aren't many fighting games anymore. Like I think
So
we
it
all
was
know
the
what's
only
going
one, and they had to fill the bracket.
They put what was that game called? The like Jump All Stars or something. Do you know which game I'm talking about? It was like an arena
The
fighter.
Shonen Jump.
Yeah. So they put that game. That game got nominated. It was like across the board getting 5s and 6s from reviewers, and it literally just got on there because they had a space that they had to put something on. So
That is.
it's just
I
like
almost want to.
best
I
fighting
almost
is
want to
always
give it the
hilarious.
vote just out of spite.
The screenshot they chose for it too is pretty great.
Yeah.
But I think we all know it's going to be Guilty Gear Strive. Like that game has a huge community and
Yeah.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm still like hearing people talk about this game. I don't know what Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown is. I think that's like a Xbox 360 game. So I don't know if it's a re-release.
I'm looking at the next category, best family, and I
No.
love that It Takes Two, a game about divorce, is in the category for best family. That just feels like so unaware. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is an interesting category because Nintendo almost always wins, and you know, like especially this year, they're literally 4 out of 5 of the category.
Yeah, the deck is a little stacked.
It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together.
I just noticed why is Wario's pants like why is his why are they ripped like
so
all the way up the front?
I mean, they're ripped because like on the box art, like he was like standing on the Joy-Cons and they parted and then his pants split. But it looks particularly strange here without that context. I never know what to vote for this category because it's like, are we talking about the best game that's like just suited for families, or are we talking about like the best game, like the game that's the most fun with a family?
For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. What does that mean? Does that mean like grandma can play this and little Tim can as well?
I don't know, because it would be Mario Party.
Yeah.
Because everything else is like single player except for WarioWare.
I don't know. Maybe Pokemon, like, because that's like I feel like anyone can pick that up and understand it.
Right. I think for me it would be New Pokemon Snap or Bowser's Fury, just like as my favorite game of those two. Not counting 3D.
I would have to pick Bowser's Fury because that's the one that I've played.
Right.
I should. If it ever goes on sale, I'll probably get Pokemon Snap.
It's really good. It will never go on sale, but it's really good.
Maybe if I can ever get a used
Pokemon games never do. Yeah, that's going to be your best bet, I think. Best strategy / sim. I haven't played any of these, so don't really have a lot to say.
Best sports and racing. So I'm not.
It's just going to be Forza Horizon. Like everyone, that's like the best reviewed game of the year. Everything else on here is like gambling sim, a Hot Wheels game that I heard was pretty fun, but isn't going to beat Forza. Riders Republic, I actually heard was really fun. It was kind of glitchy, but it looks like a lot of fun. That's that game where you can like instantly switch like extreme sports.
Oh yeah. Best multiplayer.
It's Ubisoft trying something new.
Content Creator of the Year. Oh no. Was it why Dream?
I don't know any of these people.
I only know about Dream because like he got canceled for cheating at Minecraft speedrun, and there was like a whole thing about it. Like there was like an astrophysicist that wrote up a paper about how he didn't cheat, and then it turned out he did cheat.
That's like, is he super popular?
Yeah, he's like crazy popular, but I only know about him because of like all the controversy.
Wow. How do you cheat at Minecraft?
So there's a thing where like part one of the things that you need is you need Ender Eyes of Ender, which require an
Oh yeah, you said speedrun. Never mind. I was like,
yeah. There's like
okay.
a chance that you can get like a material that you need when you give gold to like the pigmen in the Nether, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
ridiculously low. And he edited the chance that he would get the item that he needed.
Gotcha. Have you played any of the games in best multiplayer?
Let me go back. Um,
I
no,
feel like it's kind of strange that Monster Hunter Rise got like put here and like almost nowhere else, considering it was like again one of the best rated games of the
it was in
year.
a previous category. I can't remember which. Hold on, I'm going back.
Oh, best role playing, right?
Yeah.
This is a category like of. I'm actually surprised in role playing because only one of the games is a Western RPG, and usually JRPGs get snubbed at the Game Awards. So
Hmm.
it's also Cyberpunk is not going to win this category.
Yeah.
Like I get that it's still a really fun game in spite of the bugs, but like
Yeah.
it's not
Well,
gonna it's not gonna
it's
win.
like I said before, like when I was talking about it before, it's just like it is inherently half baked. There's no way that you can fix a half baked cake.
Right. Yep. It's just like it's such a sad
It
story too.
really is because I mean like I know like everybody and their mom loves Witcher 3. Um,
Right. You didn't, right?
I
You weren't the biggest fan?
I haven't. I just like I have a really bad time, like a really hard time, like sticking with games unless like really grab me. And Witcher
Yeah.
3 is like one of those games that like you have to like really you have to stick with it, and then it grabs you.
Mm, gotcha.
And I just haven't put enough time into it. I do want to play it again. I do want
Okay.
to spend some more time with it. Um, I just need to do that. I mean, I haven't even like I spent a night playing Mega Man Battle Network, and that's as far as I've gotten.
Okay.
Um,
I'm so excited to talk about that game.
I am too.
I have
It's
no idea what your opinion on it is going to be. Um,
so far. It's I want to say so far positive,
okay.
most
I mean, it kind of like
anticipated.
lives and dies by its battle system because you interact with it so much. But
Yeah, you don't
you
get
don't get
EXP, do you?
no, you don't.
You
There are
just
ways of leveling up like your stats through items, but no, there's no like
because
direct.
it's all through chips, and I really like that.
Yeah, your
But
progression is based on the chips that you.
okay.
Best debut indie. I really wanted to play Sable. It looks amazing.
Hmm.
Um, I just didn't get a chance to. I realized that sentence wasn't really gonna go anywhere.
I wanted
Um,
to,
I thought I was
but
gonna have an
then I
excuse. I'm like,
didn't.
yeah, I just didn't have a reason. I didn't play Valheim. I know like every streamer ever was playing it for a while.
Hmm.
It didn't look fun.
It's
Maybe
the
it's a
new
lot of
Rust.
fun.
It's the new
Yeah,
Rust.
but Rust didn't look fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It just looks like a lot of work, and so it's like I kind of passed on that one earlier this year because I was like, it just I watched gameplay and it just didn't look fun.
Yeah, like I mean, I will say this: it looks like a better version of Rust.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But also, like I really do, I'm not very into. I don't know, the gameplay loop doesn't seem as interesting to me.
Right.
It just, like you said, it just seems like a lot of work. Looks very pretty though.
It
Most
does.
anticipated game.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I'm curious to know what your most anticipated game on this list is.
I'm really having a hard time here because I'm very excited for Elden Ring,
Yeah.
but I'm also extremely excited for Starfield.
Right.
So like
I
I
was
don't
curious
know.
because I knew there were like 3 on this list that I thought you'd be
Oh yeah, and Breath of the Wild.
right.
How did I completely miss that? I guess I didn't even read it. I just saw it and I thought, oh yeah, that Breath of the Wild clone that Ubisoft did. Breath of the Wild Assassin's Creed. Phoenix
So
Rising.
yeah, if you had to pick between those 3, um, what would you go with? Just based on what we've seen so far of them. I mean, clearly we've seen the most of Elden Ring. There's still a lot
I
of
actually
mystery.
I actually haven't seen a lot.
Okay, I
I
watched a couple
haven't
previews.
not because I'm like actively avoiding spoilers, but just because I haven't sought out any information about
Okay.
it. Um,
Arlo did a video on it.
mhm. I've been meaning to watch it. I don't know. That's really tough. I feel like I'm leaning towards Starfield
Yeah,
just because it's going to be that that Skyrim type game.
right,
I mean, it's basically been said that that's what it is that it's Skyrim in space.
right. With multiple planets.
Mm-hmm. So like I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards that. I think that'll be. I feel like that's going to be a monumental title.
Yeah. Also, I love that art, the artwork for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's something about it that has like it looks like somewhat modern, but also has a little bit of that like 70s Atari 2600 cover art to
Yes.
it that like
Yes.
I absolutely adore.
Yeah. Really, really good. Really good stuff.
Um,
Gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait to get lost in the cosmos.
next year's going to be insane as long as these games don't get delayed. Um, we'll have to do like at the beginning of the year, we'll have to do like a whole preview of the year. Um, talk about like what games we're looking forward to because it's just insane right now.
Yeah. Best esports game presented by Grubhub. No, thank you. None of
Um,
that. Neither of those. Best esports
so
athlete.
is Call of Duty just like have they just given up on changing the title now? It's just generally Call of Duty? Because there's a new game every year and then there's Warzone. So which one are they?
I just had like the real crashing realization that Call of Duty and Counter Strike are two completely different franchises.
You thought they were the same?
I guess like I don't know. I don't think I ever really like consciously thought that, but I think like I just sort of group this kind of game like collectively as one entity in my brain. It's just like so unimportant to me that I just like lump it all together as one thing.
It's just the shooty military game category.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, these are army games. Not for me.
Yeah. I've like never the only Call of Duty game I've really played was Warzone a bit. It was all right. It was a better PUBG, I felt, but I don't know. It was just kind of super generic.
Yeah.
I didn't know Valorant was still a thing. I thought that died
That was
out.
a
But I guess
couple
not.
years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The last three categories are just like esports.
Who's your favorite esports athlete, Sophia?
Oh,
Which one?
you know that I'm out here rooting for the guy.
Did you look at the coach category?
Um,
Like, I guess that's this whole category seems like it's aimed at a completely different kind of gamer.
yeah.
Like I so don't know anything that happened here. Like esports event. What? Favorite esports event.
I'm just gonna say it. I don't like any of these guys at all. I just don't think they look like good people.
Wait, which ones?
Any of them. None of them. None of the coaches. They all look like grim and sad and withered in some way.
Yeah.
They all look hollowed.
That means something to me now.
Is this what esports does to you? It just like it's like destroys your soul from the inside out.
I know it's the shadow cast on James Crowder's face, but he really looks like a hollowed on the coaches.
Yeah, he looks like he'll spring out from behind a bunch of barrels and try and get you.
Yeah. So what do you think of the nominations so far?
Overall?
I mean, Deltarune, I know.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Deltarune up there, but I feel like
because Undertale did back in 2015, so it's not like
I almost feel like because it's technically not done, maybe it wasn't considered.
I mean, they've had like other games,
and also it was free.
I mean, that hasn't stopped most of these games, most of the multiplayer ones, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, like free,
right? Because I don't know if you noticed this, Sophia, but The Chimney didn't get nominated.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't have that Amazon sponsorship yet, so
right.
We're still working on building up our network.
They do say literally any game like.
We got to get in with Devolver first.
Yeah. To be considered, like, it literally just has to be a game that's released in the last 12 months. So, technically, we could have been voted in. We wouldn't have been. But
yeah, there's a universe where we could have gone to the Game Awards. And even if we didn't win, just being nominated is an honor. But I don't live in that reality, unfortunately.
Yeah.
B1AD3. Oh, Blade.
Wait,
this
what?
is an esports coach. I don't want a coach named Blade.
He looks so angry.
Yeah. He looks like he's angry at whoever he's coaching. So mad. Oh, taking away your Steam gift cards.
I think that was pretty much it for the news.
Yeah.
Oh, did you want to give your first impressions on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl?
Yeah, it's the best game that I've never played.
There's so much toxicity around this game. Just every time there's a new Pokemon game.
Yeah.
There's like the people who like it and the people who don't like it. And then there's like the toxic people who defend it as if it's the best thing ever and are willing to like curse people out about it. And then there's like the really toxic people on the other side. So it's like, it's fun because everyone gets to be lumped into the toxic community.
Yeah, there's something for everyone.
It's like, yeah. It's like anytime I make any Pokemon opinion online, it's like I get lumped into that like toxic Pokemon hater. It's like, I really just want the best for this series. Like, and then if you defend it, say anything good about it, you're one of those like ultra toxic defenders or something. It's like, what?
They should put the Pokemon community as in nominations for best family game. Because there's something for everyone.
Yeah. I wouldn't even be like criticizing these remakes almost at all if it weren't for the fact that they're $60.
Yeah.
If these were $30, I would be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But like the fact that they took content out of the games they're remaking and they didn't add any of the platinum content. So this is just like objectively not the best version of the game to play. Like it's just I was looking forward to these in a way before they got announced.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've really wanted to play Gen 4 and the games are really hard to find. At this point, I'm probably just going to have to emulate them. but it's like also I'd rather have it on an actual device, like a handheld device I can take with me. So I was hopeful that at least it could be, a good Gen 4 remake, at least decent, right? And
Mhm.
this is just like below my already lowered expectations.
Yeah.
And then the $60 just like, what on earth? It looks like a mobile game.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know what to say about it because like I haven't played. I don't think I've played Diamond or Pearl.
I played the first like half hour of it and it was fun. And I wanted to get back to it at some point, but
Yeah.
anyways, do you want to move into what games we've been playing?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
So what have you been playing?
Um, what have I been playing? I've been playing something. Hold on. Hold on. I played a little bit of Animal Crossing. I got back into Bloodborne. I'm working on like finding stuff that I hadn't found before and trying to actually like finish the game. Because we got the version that has like all the DLC, so like I'm working on exploring that.
That's cool.
What else? I started playing Mega Man a little bit. Shoot, have I not been playing anything? I played Fortnite once the other day. I think I've just been so busy with like art and stuff. I haven't played games. I'm sorry, I've come unprepared.
That's fine. That's fine.
No! I remember. I played Earthbound.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Not on NSO.
Nope. No, I definitely legally obtained it on my computer. And
Oh yeah, the PC port they released.
yeah, the famous
On
PC port of
Steam.
Earthbound on
Yeah.
Steam, Steam.com. Thanks, Gabe. Um, and I played that for a little bit. I'm at the first Sanctuary boss right now, so
Oh yeah.
not very far in. Um,
It's such a good game.
it really is. I was like taking notes on it because like I wanted to like remember like specific things that I was thinking and feeling about the game, and that's what I've also started doing with Mega Man because I felt really bad going into Dead Space and like feeling like I didn't know like what to talk about. So
Yeah.
like going forward, I'm going to try and like take notes about my experience playing through stuff. And it's just like it's just so charming. I love like so many of like the little details of this game. Like I love all of the menu noises, battle sounds and stuff. The getting like a smash attack, the way that it has that like that beautiful like it draws out the word smash.
Yeah.
It's
So good. You're making me want to play it again.
it's so good. Oh, it's just so goofy too.
And the art style has like absolutely held up.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
the enemy sprites look so good.
The dialogue is hilarious. Like it is
Yeah.
so easy to see like why this game has inspired so many people to make games like it,
Right.
like Undertale, Deltarune, um, Off, Yumaniki. I don't know. Those are just like the ones that I know of. I know that like there are like dozens and dozens of other Earthbound likes.
Right.
So yeah, I haven't gotten too far into it. Those are just kind of, I guess kind of my initial thoughts. I have played it before, but it's just like it is one thing to have played a game and have an opinion on it, but then to like go back and revisit it and just be like, yeah, this is good. This is still good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a good feeling to like go back to one of your favorite games and it like and it have like still held up.
Mm-hmm. Or aged
Because there's
even
nothing
better.
worse than like yeah. Because there's like nothing worse than going back and playing like one of your favorite games from your childhood or something. And it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have played this. Maybe I was just better off with my happy memories.
Yeah. I feel that way a little bit about Banjo-Tooie. It's still like it's still I think my favorite in the series, but like looking at it objectively, there are a lot of things to complain about with it.
Mm.
It is
Yeah, we need
extremely
to.
large, and it takes a long time to get anywhere in it. And it is also a lot darker, and it doesn't run very well on the N64. But
Like sub 20 FPS as
yeah,
times.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still really good, and I really
Yeah, we
enjoy
need
it.
to play that for the game club at some point. Because
Yeah,
I think I told you, like I've never made it past the first world, whatever that one is called, like the Aztec
yeah, Mayhem
or Incan
Temple.
ruins or yeah, that one.
But yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
That's it for
Cool.
me. What have you been up to?
So I've been playing more of the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. It's gotten a lot better. The first couple cases are more like tutorials, so I feel like the training wheels have finally come off a bit,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. Because like especially the first case went on way too long because they were really trying to make sure that like you understood all of the mechanics and how the case was working, and I didn't need that at all. So but there's still, I would definitely recommend it. I wouldn't like if you're new to the Ace Attorney series, I wouldn't recommend starting with this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go with the trilogy. But
I just had
yes.
a weird thought. Sorry to like interrupt, but
Oh
like
no, I was done talking about it.
okay, just like a weird thought. Like, do you feel like Nintendo too much lately has kind of they've been making their games in a way where it seems like they don't expect people to play them more than the first time. Because if you've played a
Yeah,
game
yeah,
before and you come back to it, like you have to go through that like horrible tutorial stuff.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
do
this
you
is
not trust
Capcom,
me
but
to
yeah, no,
figure it
I
out?
agree. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think the peak of that was really Skyward Sword. I think it's a lot better than people make it out to be.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that intro is so long and tedious. If you've like the first time, it's great because it feels like you're kind of playing a more cinematic movie like Zelda, but it's like a solid 2 or 3 hours of tutorial before the game actually like fully begins.
Yeah.
And then even once you're on like in the first area, it's like, baby enemies and they're still introducing mechanics to you. And yeah,
That's
no,
wild.
I definitely agree. Not just with that game, but
Yeah. But
um,
sorry to like derail. Um,
no. I totally understand. Um, and then I've been playing more Demon Turf.
mhm.
I wish I could like say that this game, like give an absolute recommendation for this game. It's so close to being something really special. And I would still say like, if you're a big fan of 3D platformers, it's worth getting. And I've been like 100%ing, like trying to 100% the game so far. Um, but it's like, it's just missing this layer of polish that just becomes more and more obvious as you get like, keep playing through it. And it's not too harmful, to be honest. Like there are some glitches that I've absolutely like I found hilarious. So it's not necessarily like always a bad thing. It feels like it could have been something really special and they just released it too soon.
Mm.
But that said, I've gotten more used to the controls since the last time I talked about it, and I've been having a lot more fun with it. So I would give it a check it out if you're really into 3D platformers recommendation.
Okay.
Um, I think especially this year, like with Bowser's Fury, Ratchet and Clank, Psychonauts 2, like there are a lot of other really great polished recommendations for 3D platformers if you're more into them casually. So
Yeah. Okay.
But
I should still check it out at some point because I love a good 3D platformer, and I love that
yeah,
the genre has kind of started to come back these past
yeah,
couple of years.
definitely.
So
And it's got so much charm to it. Like you can tell they put a lot of heart into this game.
yeah.
I really wish they'd just like waited. I mean, it was published by Playtonic. I don't know what they did. I guess it was just the marketing that they handled.
Hmm. Yeah.
But I feel like
I
they could have used to step in a bit more as a publisher and been like, hey, why don't we like give you a little more money and a little more time? Because these things on this list here need to be finished. I mean, like there's certain objects in the game that have no collision. You can just walk right through them.
hmm.
Like stuff down to that level that needs to be fixed.
Yeah. This doesn't really like imply anything, but it's just like a fun fact. The developer of Demon Turf is the same person that made Slime Sand on the Switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how I
I
found.
haven't played it, but
That's how I found out about it from the first time.
okay. Okay. And have you played Slime Sand?
I have. I haven't beaten it.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. It's like it's like a Meat Boy type.
Okay. Okay.
But you can like slow down time at will, and you can like go transparent to go through certain obstacles, and it's really good. And there's like a whole like little town inside this like giant worm that you can explore. The whole game takes place inside of a worm's body. So you're like you get eaten by a worm, and your goal is to try and escape the worm. So all the levels are like there's like a timer where you have to try and like get through quickly, or else like the acid from the like stomach acid starts to rise up.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth checking out if you like Super Meat Boy. I think it's absolutely worth trying.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I should have known after you said slime. I was like, oh yeah, that's
that's a Sophia. That's a Sophia game for sure.
Yeah. What else have I been playing? Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So I started playing Dark Souls for the first time. It went on sale for like $20 or something. I was like, that's probably the best it's going to be because this is for the remastered version.
Yeah, I still have like a 50% off coupon that I need to spend on it on the remaster because I own the Prepare to Die edition.
Okay.
I just haven't done it yet. I really should do that before I forget about it. But yeah, what do you think of Dark Souls? Are you prepared to die?
So I'm enjoying it so far. It's strange because there's things that feel a lot less polished than Bloodborne, but there's also like some of the core issues I had with Bloodborne have been fixed. There's a lot of them that are still present, but I haven't. I've been wanting to keep coming back to this game. So I'm not sure if I'm like loving it or not, but I'm playing it way more than I did with Bloodborne. So I assume I'm having more fun by that metric.
Yeah, it is. You could tell that like this is a game like kind of cut from the same cloth, so to speak. Like it very much shares the similar DNA with Bloodborne, or I guess it's more accurate to say Bloodborne shares similar DNA with Dark Souls.
I just played them out of order.
Right. But Dark Souls is very different, like plays differently from Bloodborne because like Bloodborne is about like being fast and taking risks, whereas Dark Souls is about being like methodical and like a little slower going.
Right. I think the thing that's made me like this one a lot more is the level design. I mentioned this when we were talking about Bloodborne. I never felt like I was being rewarded for going off the beaten path in Bloodborne. It just felt like I was going the wrong way. And it like you just encounter some like horrible thing. You're like, oh, that doesn't feel like there's no treasure. There's nothing to find down there. It's just like a bunch of enemies.
Yeah.
And in Dark Souls, it does the same thing, but then there's like a dead body to loot with some rare item or a treasure chest in back of them or something like that. Like I always feel like I'm missing something if I don't try every route. So like it kind of becomes a game of finding doing everything I can to find the bonfire as soon as possible, and then just kind of branching out until I find everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
I will.
Whereas like with Bloodborne, I just kind of felt like, and I've been told it's like, well, that's what, Dark Souls does the same thing where it has like these loops in the level design. It's like, no. Dark Souls has a loop that brings you back to like some important place. Bloodborne takes you right back to the same area, like without giving you any reward for it. It's just like, oh, you got more souls because there were more enemies there.
Yeah. That's fair. Dark Souls is also very different from like any of the other games in the series because it is very vertical, whereas later games are more horizontal in their design. So there's a lot of like you loop back like on top and underneath of like the same place in Dark Souls. Like the Firelink Shrine, they're like five or six like different ways to get back to Firelink Shrine from anywhere in the world.
I've already found 3. So.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I've heard it described by someone as like the original Dark Souls is like a 3D Castlevania. In the like, or like I guess a 3D Metroidvania. Because you're constantly leveling up. You're finding new items to progress or unlocking shortcuts to make it easier to get around.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been having a pretty good experience so far. I would say there are times I'm not having fun. That's for sure. But I keep playing it, so I guess there's something there. I went with the warrior class because I didn't know what I should pick. I didn't know if that really mattered much, and I took the master key as my gift. I don't know if that was a good decision.
Master key is a good pick.
I like being able to discover things. So I was like, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of doors.
There are a good few doors that you can open with the master key that will like get you to late game areas very early on.
Okay.
There's actually like from Firelink Shrine. I can't remember exactly how to get to it, but there's a door that you can access that takes you to a pretty high level spot. So you might find some good stuff early if you poke around.
Okay. I mean, I used it to find a gigantic knight with a club bigger than himself in the Undead Bird.
Yeah.
That was fun. I'm like, oh, there's a tower here. I can go down with the key. And it's like, okay, there's nothing here. And then suddenly this thing comes like charging up the stairs. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah.
No, I do not want to fight you.
That is Havel. He's okay. Cool. He will hit you with that big hammer though.
Yeah, I tried to battle him once and I got like maybe a third of his health down and I was like, no. Unless I get like some amazing thing from it. No.
So Dark Souls is kind of weird in that like you were never guaranteed 100% of the time to get a particular item from a boss drop.
Oh, really?
So like there's a chance that like you can get a weapon from Havel, but you might also not. I think you definitely
that doesn't sound like
you definitely
good enough reason to.
Well, you definitely get something, but like there's a chance that you could get like something extra from fighting them. Okay. That's just my understanding of it, though. I'm a very casual Dark Souls player, so I
do feel similar to Bloodborne that this game needs to inform you of its mechanics a bit more, because there's a lot of stuff that's like, what is this? How do I do this? And then it's like you just have to go online, and it's like, oh, that's the solution. You Google it because someone else has figured it out. It's like I don't want to have to like stop and pull out my phone to try and figure something out.
Yeah. Did you know you can do a kick?
I did figure that out by accident. My character just kind of did it, so I was like, oh, yeah. I didn't even know how I did it at first. So
yeah, absolutely.
But it does give you some story background. Not a lot, but enough to intrigue me. Which Bloodborne didn't. It was just kind of like, you're a hunter. Go on, have fun. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Um, so I guess those are some of
What
the
do you
reasons.
what do you
Level
think? What do you?
design,
I
background.
did want to ask, what do you think of it aesthetically?
Um, I like it. It's like kind of a little bit generic, but then with like a bit of a horror vibe, like kind of
Hmm.
generic medieval with a horror twist. So I actually really like the boss design so far.
Hmm.
I'm not super far into it. I was in the Undead Parish, and then I went back to the Firelink Shrine by accident. So that was one of the routes I found. But so I think I'm only like what 4 or 5 areas in, not super far. I did beat the knight, the giant knight with the huge shield and the huge club in the parish on my first try. I was pretty proud of that.
Oh, nice.
I didn't actually get hit, and I was like, okay, that was a little addicting. Like it made me feel like, okay, I might actually be getting better. But then I knew like the next corner I go around, something will put me back in my place.
Hmm. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you're having a good time with it, because
Yeah, I
it
feel like
really
this.
is. There really is like something special about these games, and if you just ignore like the good mentality, and just try to
Yeah,
have fun, there's a lot to really enjoy about them.
right. And I think I mentioned this with Bloodborne. Like I don't hate the game. It just like there were enough there were enough things that bothered me about it that I didn't feel like continuing.
Hmm.
Like I didn't rage to quit the game or anything. I was just like, there are other games that I would like to be playing instead of this one.
Yeah,
And this one
not to
feels like,
mention the chromatic aberration.
yeah, this one feels like it has a lot of the same issues, but it has just enough of them that have been changed for the better, in my opinion. That I feel like I still want to continue because
Yeah,
there's just something fun about like having this world that's it's not an open world, but it's also like open ended for exploration, and like you don't know which way you're supposed to go. Like once you get to the Firelink Shrine, there's like 3 different areas that branch off from that I
yeah.
know of.
I
Like that
would.
whole graveyard and back, I didn't know that was there for a while until I
Yeah,
started being chased by the dry bones. I went
yeah. So
into
I
some
made.
I went into a dark cave to get away from them, and then I saw like it came up with like the depths or something. I was like, oh shoot, I shouldn't be here. And then like some skeletons like, were storming up the stairs, and I was trapped and died. It was fun.
So that was my first experience with the game. That's where I first went, because
Oh
I
really?
didn't know. I didn't know where I was supposed to go. I thought that I was supposed to go down in the graveyard, and so I just spent like a couple hours trying to fight these skeletons that I was too weak for, and
Yeah,
then I realized there's a whole other game just behind me.
because going towards that temple in the Firelink Shrine seemed like the right way to go. My
Hmm.
instinct as a gamer is to always go the way they don't want you to go because that's usually where the secret stuff is. And
Yeah.
that's what led me to the Undead Burg. And I was like, oh, that was actually, I thought it was just like a little secret route for like a collectible or something. Um, but no. I was going to ask, are the drops from the looted bodies, are those like the ones that are put in place?
Hmm.
Um, are those randomized or are those like
No,
always
those are consistent.
okay? Yeah, because there's that one item, that ring that allows you to uh, like withstand a killing blow one time. That is
You
like the
can
most important item in the entire game for me so far. I have survived so many times because of that.
you
I forget what it's
can
called. It's like the
you
red
can
ring.
purchase more of them.
So where are merchants? I've been hearing about these, and I've been trying to find like I've been going down like every route, and I haven't found anyone. Apparently, there was
Um,
one in the Undead Burg, and I completely missed it.
yeah, they're so if you head towards Undead Burg and you get there's that you remember that part where the dragon like flies over you.
Yeah.
So if you go to the right, there's like a bunch of boxes and barrels. If you roll through them, there's like a staircase. You follow that down, and there's a guy sitting next to a basket, and he can sell you some stuff. Later on, there's also There's a smith that you can buy stuff from, and he can also enhance your weapons.
So yeah, this was actually another question I was going to ask because again, the game doesn't explain anything. Is there weapon durability in this? It looked like there was a stat that was going down that I assumed it was.
Yes.
So
I
do they
don't.
break?
They can break, but I think after that, like once they break, they just become like really really ineffective. I don't think that like you can stop using them.
Okay.
Um,
I feel like that's I'm just going to be real. Like, I think that's kind of unnecessary, just given how much this game puts you through already. Like, having to check a tiny stat in the menus just to be sure, like, okay, I got to make sure this thing is like. There's so much to be concentrating on in Dark Souls that I don't feel it needs that.
yeah, I will say this: it's not something that you really need to worry so much about
Yeah,
because
it hasn't been so far.
your weapons will consistently do the best amount of damage as they can, even while they degrade.
Hmm.
And the game will let you know when your weapon is at risk, and you can get like repair kits so that you can fix your weapons in the field.
Okay.
So it's not as it's more of like a thing that like if you're in a tough area and you haven't tended to your weapons in like a really long time, and then you get that message like, oh gosh, this is bad. But it's not really like that big of a setback typically.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably switch out weapons enough that like it may never come into play. I'm just wondering why it's there mechanically. I mean, I feel like anytime you're developing a game, it's important to ask yourself like, is this a fun mechanic? Will this make my game more fun? And I don't see the point. I
Well,
guess.
there could be an aesthetic reason for it. This is an old dying world. These are old broken weapons. What do the game mechanics say about the story? Essentially,
Right. But also like I've been getting so much use out of my weapons. Like I've just been using two right now.
mm-hmm.
And like they're so far from breaking still that I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll probably never like come across that. And it's not like the game ever tells you that they
I think
have
it's just an
durability
element to like put a little bit of pressure on you in like a pinch.
because there isn't enough already.
Exactly.
The so far my
It builds an atmosphere of dread.
yeah.
Metroid
I
Dread.
still think it's needed, but whatever. I think so far some of my least favorite enemies have been the skeleton knights with the spears.
Mm-hmm.
Not because they're the hardest; they're actually not very difficult, by Dark Souls standards. But they just like they never leave themselves open. They almost never attack you, and they've consistently blocked routes that I've needed to be on. And I don't know if it's like their pathfinding is broken or something, and they get like stuck on stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like you just want them to move. It's like just move.
Yeah, I
The only
think
time they really open up is if you attack and then you get hit. So
yeah, you gotta hit them with like a heavy attack so that like their guard is broken, and then you can do like a bunch of light swings on them.
right, but they're also like almost never alone. So that's the other
True.
issue. And oh my gosh, things will chase you in this game for so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I aggroed a knight from like there's that part in the Undead Parish where there's like a knight on a balcony, like
Mm-hmm.
guarding a balcony where there's just a body with an item. And it's like it's clear there's something that's of worth there, but it's a completely optional route. And I was like, well, I'm not I fought him once and I was like, it's a really terrible place to fight him because you're like on this very narrow hallway. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, I'm just going to ignore him. And I was like halfway across the map and suddenly there's a knight chasing me, hitting me from behind. And when I like ran away, I was like, is that the one from earlier? And yeah, it was. I don't know how I aggroed it, but like just my presence like a quarter mile away
Yeah,
was enough to make this thing. And it found me from half a map away. So
yeah. They're
It's pretty
nasty.
crazy.
They'll get you.
I'm not sure what sets them off because like sometimes they'll get pretty close and then they just don't care.
I think like some of them like start moving when you like enter an area. Like they might have routes. Some of them are triggered by proximity.
Yeah. Because there's that one in the Undead Burg where you have to kind of drop down and it won't attack you until like you start attacking it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the one that's guarding the ring. That gives you like that last chance.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty proud because I didn't actually fight him. I tried once and I was like, nope. Especially since like it's such a far trek to get back to that place. So I was pretty proud of myself. I managed to lure it partway up the stairs, roll off, take just a little bit of damage, and then race past it. Because then once you have the item, it's like, okay, I just got to find a good place to die so you can, reclaim your your souls next time. I find myself doing that a lot where it's like, I'm probably going to die here. Let me try and find a good place to.
Where's
to
the
die.
most convenient place for me to die?
Exactly.
Well,
yeah,
have you been playing online with like the messages?
No. I intentionally I didn't want that in my game. I wanted to really just kind of. I've seen people play with it on, and I'm like, I just wanted the solo experience.
That's valid. I will say there's some people leave some really funny messages.
I have seen some of those.
You haven't played Dark Souls until you've read a million try jumping or amazing chest ahead messages.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those like I thought about it. I was like, no, I want to be able to figure everything out for myself and also not I don't want to get like trolled into a death that was undeserved.
That's fair.
I'm dying enough as is. I don't want to be tricked into something, especially since the game doesn't tell you almost anything about it. So there's always the concern that like I would actually like the people being helpful and the people trolling. It's if you haven't played the game before, it can be rather difficult to be able to figure out which one it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So how far through the game am I?
You're still way early.
Okay, I figured.
You're still working on ringing the 2 bells, right?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Is that a goal I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just kind of.
Did you talk to the guy, the crestfallen soldier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about that.
He tells you to ring the bells.
Where are they? They're not. I'm guessing they're not in the areas I've been, right?
They're like, you'll know when you're at them.
Okay, so it's not something you can miss.
No.
Okay. All right, then no, I haven't rung either one.
Okay.
I figured I was pretty early on. Yeah, so I'm planning on continuing playing it. I'm not sure I'm going to beat it. I'm not sure if I'm.
If
I start getting genuinely angry at it, like that's when I'm going to stop playing it.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say I haven't beaten it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I feel a little better now. If I don't.
Yeah, don't worry. You're good. You're good. You're good here.
And then I started Deltarune Chapter 1.
What do you think?
I'm enjoying it so far. I'll be honest, I wasn't super into it in the first like half hour, 40 minutes. I just wasn't feeling it. Mm-hmm. And then it was around the time you meet Lancer and then you enter the woods. Like from that point onward, I was hooked. So
yeah.
Lancer's phenomenal.
Lancer is so good. He's so funny. He's just a boy. He's just a silly boy.
It reminds me of like, there's like a bit of Bowser Jr. there, but like if the writers just went nuts with Bowser Jr.'s character.
Yeah. It's so good. How far are you?
So I just cleared the forest maze, the one where Lancer gets lost. And then like Susie's actually worried about him.
Yeah.
But is trying not to show it.
Okay.
So that's where I am right now. So not super far, but like I played a little bit of it like would it be Thursday. And then last night I stayed up a little later playing it in bed. So and I didn't really want to put it down, but it was like I do need sleep. So so I'm probably gonna finish it tonight because I was told I'm about halfway through. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you
The
got
music in
chapter
this game
2.
is so good.
Yes. Yeah. Soundtrack is amazing.
It's so good. And the battle system is really fun. I mean, it's obviously just like an evolved version of Undertale's combat.
Yeah.
But the enemy encounters feel more unique in a way. The boxer or whatever that thing is called.
The block.
Like reassembling. Yeah. Reassembling it is like one of the funniest and like, oh, that's just a mechanic they put in here for this one enemy. It's fantastic. And then it's like pleased with its new body.
Yeah, it is so wild. There are so many just like one-off mechanics in with like different enemies. It's just endlessly a delight. And the way that like different enemies, like I guess it's kind of similar to how Undertale did it, where like you had different enemies that would pair attacks. And like you had to kind of strategize which ones that you wanted to deal with first.
Right. But I do like I like having a party because it is pretty fun to be able to like set up a spare essentially, like I can spare this enemy on this turn. And it was kind of fun when Susie was in the party, like trying to beat her to sparing them was an interesting twist.
Yeah.
Where she's like actively trying to kill all of the enemies, and then you have to be faster at sparing them.
Yeah, it's really good. It's not. I'll give you like a little bit of a spoiler. It gets a lot easier, or I guess you have more options in chapter 2 because the other party members gain the ability to do an action on their own without being told to do an action.
Okay.
So, like, on their turn, they can decide to do something,
right?
Which is really.
There's also more like overworld stuff, just like general stuff, like stuff to avoid, puzzles to solve. It feels like there are a few less like empty spaces, which it's not like Undertale had a lot, but
yeah,
I feel like there's just more. There's always something. Yeah. There's like every screen, there's something interesting going on. Which is really neat. There's also just a lot of characters in this game that just exist for like one little moment.
Yeah.
Like that they seem to put a lot of work into, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
You'll just like go up to an area and it's like, here's a character. You can just talk to them. They have something goofy to say. There's nothing more than that. It's just that. It's just like a weird character that you encounter whose only purpose is to say some funny line. So, yeah, I'm having a blast with it so far. Like I said, I'm planning on finishing it tonight. It's been like the perfect game. I like to play games in bed, before I go to bed with my Switch. And I typically don't play a lot of like the bigger, more performance heavy games because they don't tend to run as well or look as good in handheld.
Yeah.
But games like this are absolutely perfect. So it's like the perfect in bed game.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you to finish it. I'm so excited for you to get into chapter 2 because it gets even crazier.
Well, but it's not good enough to have been nominated, apparently. So
I don't know what they're smoking. But they're wrong.
Yeah.
Have you seen like any spoilers for Deltarune?
No, I decided to start playing it now just because I didn't want to be spoiled on anything.
Okay. All right.
And I just saw it on my Switch. I was like, yeah, I'll dive into it. And like I said, I wasn't like the first like half hour is like, all right, it's whatever. It's fun, but I wasn't loving it like I was Undertale. So but now it's gotten a lot better, and I am really enjoying it. And I can see why it took Toby Fox so long to release these chapters, because there's just so much effort put into this. Like so many just like little things that didn't need to be there, but are, and it's great that they are.
Yeah. There's like, it's like, even though there's so many like just like one-off characters or like mechanics or whatever, like they all work together to paint just like such a beautiful game. It really is like so special. I'm so happy that I live in a reality where this game exists.
Well, just think about it this way, like, right? Like we'll probably do our own little like, favorite games of the year thing at the end of the year, and then it'll actually get its place, proper place.
Yes, on the
Death's Door,
the esteemed the esteemed Podratix awards.
Yeah. I think that's about. Oh wait, no, I was playing. I started playing the Halo Infinite multiplayer beta.
Oh yeah, because you got yourself a whole Xbox.
I did get a Series X, the 20th anniversary edition.
How does it feel to own one?
It feels a little unreal still looking at it, because I was like, it's hard enough to actually get a regular Series X. Mm-hmm. It was really just like a chance thing. Like there was a YouTuber that I follow that like kind of tipped me off that was like in a community post or something like, hey, it's, Xbox's 20th anniversary today. Like they might be holding back stock to release today. I was like, okay, I'll just check on a whim. Yeah, it was in stock and I got one somehow.
That's amazing.
So I played a little bit. I haven't played too much of the system itself. But I played a little bit of the Infinite multiplayer on that, and then I also played it on PC. So it runs so poorly on PC. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's just like, because I never play these multiplayer games when they first release. So it might just be an optimization thing, but I am having the hardest time getting 60 FPS at low settings.
Awesome.
And like, I know I don't have like the best graphics card ever, but I feel like an RX 580 should be able to hit 60 at the very least on low settings.
Yeah,
especially with like a Ryzen 2700X. Like, I've got more than enough CPU, and RAM. So
that's weird.
I don't know.
I know my girlfriend
runs perfectly on Series X.
I know my girlfriend tried out the they had like an earlier beta.
The test flights.
Yeah, that she was able to get in on, and she was having like really, really, really weird problems with it, and like she just got her computer, so like,
was she able to get 60 FPS?
Sometimes.
Okay. The weird thing is, I did like every trick I knew how to do, including like some tricks that I saw people talking about online. And I'll get like, it's like almost every other match, I'll get 60 FPS. And then in between that, like a fairly stable with like occasional drops to like 58, 57. That doesn't really matter. It's like the other matches where it's averaging like 35 and 40, that it's like just miserable to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to go back and forth with no rhyme or reason. I actually played a match the other day that it was like, it would be a smooth 60 and then just drop to 30. And it's like, it's not like anything crazy was happening, and it would just like lock it to 30 for a while, and then to go back up to 60 at sometimes, and then be around 40, 50. So I don't know what's going on. I've seen a lot of other people online complaining about performance, but as far as the gameplay is concerned, it's a lot of fun. I don't know if you got a chance to check it out.
Nah, I haven't been able to look into it yet.
It's just fun to have one to come into like fresh, because I like you, I got into the series like a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And trying to play the Master Chief Collection multiplayer when you're playing against people who've like been playing this game since 2001 and know all the maps and all the spawn locations. Not to mention, like, it generally makes you kind of move through different games. Like, oh, now you're playing Halo 4. Now you're playing Halo 2. I'm like, the mechanics and the feel are slightly different between each game. So it's like I've never been able to learn any of them. So it's nice to be coming in on the ground floor with this one. Plus, it has bots, which is something that every shooter needs to have now. It's really a great way to learn the mechanics without the pressure of playing online.
Yeah.
So I've been playing almost solely bot battles right now, just as I get better at it.
Okay. Well, it sounds like if I want to play this game, I got to get an Xbox.
I mean, you can. I'm curious to hear if you do try it on PC, just to see if you can get anything above 60 FPS, or even get to 60 FPS.
Well, 60 will have to be good enough because we don't got none of those high refresh monitors over here.
Yeah, but it runs really well on Series X, as you might imagine. Very, very smooth, like 4K 60. So,
well, I'm interested in like hearing about like the console itself, as you get more familiar with it, like what the experience is like.
Yeah.
Because my girlfriend,
I just kind of have some initial impressions.
Yeah. Because my girlfriend has a Xbox One, and
mm-hmm.
that's pretty good. But
yeah,
I don't know. Would be I would love to get this big crazy new Xbox.
Yeah.
Thing is, like, we have to get the disc version because we have all of these games, and like, unless Microsoft wants to give me like a thing like a USB disk drive, I gotta get the big one.
Yeah, I did read online some games, and it depends on the publisher right now, I think, will give you a digital code. There's like some way of verifying that you own the disc, and then they'll give you a download code so you can swap over. Again, I don't think that's like widespread. So
yeah, and also that kind of like that flies in the face of like the whole point of having discs is so that you own a game.
Right,
like,
right.
I can own code for a game, but like if as soon as the service goes down,
right.
That's a conversation.
Your only hope at that point is. Oh, so I was going to say your only hope at that point is that like by that point that whatever your games you owned on whatever platform are now easy enough to emulate that you can just do it that way.
Yeah,
that's really what you're stuck with. But that's not the most reliable. Yeah, so right now I've only played a couple games. I played the Infinite multiplayer beta, and I checked out because I have. I really wanted to see how it looked because I knew it got upgraded. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is one of my favorite games of this generation. So, and it looks amazing running at like I think it's a dynamic 4K 60. So, I think it like kind of lowers the resolution a bit as needed to. It has a locked 4K, but it runs at 30. And it's like, well, who wants that? I had that on the Xbox One version. Why would I ever choose like a slightly higher, probably not noticeable resolution bump and play at 30?
Yeah.
So I'm liking that there are a lot of games doing that now, right? Like where there's a lot of Series X and PS5 games that are giving you, here's the performance mode, here's the like quality mode or whatever.
The cinematic quality mode.
Yeah. I mean, I'll always take the performance mode personally. Especially since a lot of them, there are quite a few, especially like multiplayer games with a 120 mode.
Oh, wow.
I don't have a 120 hertz TV. I do have a 144 hertz monitor that I could hook it up to, but yeah, pretty positive so far.
Cool.
I really haven't had like a ton of time to use it, but And I've still been playing Dark Souls on my Xbox One because I just can't be bothered to like move it over.
Yeah. Well, if you
And
if
it's
you
like
do, I'd be interested in
it's
seeing like what the difference is.
yeah, it runs at 1080p 60. Like it runs very smoothly on Xbox One. So like I don't have because it's like it already has the performance mode. I'm like, okay, like I'll just play it that way. It would only be like a resolution boost, I guess.
Hmm. That's fair.
So that didn't feel like worth it enough for me to transfer it over. I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard. It's just like if it's already there on my Xbox One, like, and it's already hooked up, might as well. But oh yeah, I'll probably start transferring over some of my games. So maybe next episode,
Yeah.
I can talk a little bit more about the console.
Yeah.
It's very fast though.
Yeah.
Like the loading screens are almost non-existent.
Oh wow.
So the rumors are true. It is a very fast SSD.
I can't wait to get the newest, fastest video game console so that I can watch YouTube really fast.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I was going to ask, have you tried out Pikmin Bloom?
I have not. My phone is not very strong, so I haven't. It's half that like I'm not very interested in it just generally, and half that I
Right.
just don't think that my phone could handle it.
Gotcha. That's completely valid. It's really just like a glorified Pikmin pedometer.
Mm.
So it's been good because it's been getting me to do more walking, but as far as the game like elements, not so much. It's just kind of like sending them out to go do things and then planting flowers and then having them destroy mushrooms. But there's no real like gameplay loop. So I don't know how long I'll keep playing it.
Well,
I like it more than Pokemon Go was at launch, more than I did of Pokemon Go. But I also haven't played it since 2016, so
yeah, that's fair.
I kind of feel like this is going to die off. Like I don't really like see people playing it or hear people talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it as well, and I feel like that's also like kind of playing into my disinterest. Is it just
Right.
feels like this would have been great closer to something like Pokemon Go when that was like the hottest thing.
Right.
But it has been several years since Pokemon Go happened, and this just feels like a couple years too late. Like this feels like when like a corporation like tries to like they do an advertisement and they use like a meme that everybody was talking about like months ago. Like that's old news. It's so out of touch.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. My only hope with this one was that it would be popular enough that there'd be more interest in the Pikmin brand, and maybe that would like kind of will Pikmin 4 back into existence. But I don't know.
What's the latest on that anyway? Last we heard, it was
Um,
basically done, right?
Yeah, we heard about it at E3 2017. That was the last time we heard about it. And that all we know it's in development. So there have been a couple of insiders that have had a pretty good track record that are saying that it's kind of back on the table for either like 2022 or 2023, probably 2023. I'm not like putting a lot of stock into that
Yeah.
because I feel like I feel like that's just I could say that about every year. Like, oh, maybe it'll come out 2018, maybe it'll come out 2019, and it just never did. So I don't know. Like on the one hand, because they've kind of released new entries in like every main series on Switch, I could kind of see them like getting desperate enough to release a Pikmin game. But I doubt it comes out next year. just because there's so many first party games already.
I don't know.
I want it so bad. It's like, I want it more than Metroid Prime 4 at this point.
Really?
Because like, at least Metroid Prime 4, I know it exists. I can just like, there's a part of my brain that's like, yeah, it's coming out at some point. Pikmin 4,
Is
there's
it
just
though?
like, it's so vague. I mean, it restarted development in December 2018.
I kind of feel like, I don't know. I've just got this gut feeling that Prime 4 is just kind of in like development hell, and we're never going to see it. It's gonna be the Half-Life 3 of Metroid.
See, I have more faith, and I think I have more faith too because of the job listings that they've been posting. From what I've been hearing, it's about like 60 to 65% complete.
I don't know. I guess like I just hear I hear someone saying, "Oh, we're still working on it." Oh no, don't worry, we're still working on it. Oh, we had to start over, but we are still working on it. And it just like I feel like maybe they're not actually working on it.
We did get a Bayonetta 3 trailer though, and that game was in the like same situation where they announced it and then like they just kind of kept saying, "Oh, it's coming at some point." So I have hope.
Yeah, I'm not like entirely pessimistic about it, but I'm just saying that like I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much.
I mean, I still think it's like 2023 at the earliest, but probably 2024. But hey, 3D Kirby's next year, so.
Oh yeah.
Every time I think about it, it just makes me happy. Like, oh yeah, there's a new 3D Kirby game coming out next year.
Yeah, I keep being reminded of that, and I'm like, oh yeah, hey, that's kind of cool. And then I sort of forget about it again.
Yeah,
like, I'm really excited for it because I love Kirby, and Kirby's games are always fun.
Right. They just haven't started like the marketing hype train for it yet. So
yeah.
I'm sure like it'll be impossible to forget about as you see in a YouTube ad for it every other video come like March or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because that first trailer was kind of like it broke the ice of the idea of like
right
open world 3D platformer Kirby.
I don't think it's open world.
Well, I mean, 3D platformer Kirby.
Right. I think it's going to be more of the structure of 3D Land or 3D World.
Mm-hmm. Course based.
Yeah, well, I don't know how they'll like do the actual stages, but like given the fact that we see there's not really camera controls, it's like a fixed camera because there are like camera movements in the game, but it looks very much like automated. I'm going to assume it's probably more like 3D World. At the same time, it looks way more dynamic, and the areas look a lot bigger. So
like it's gonna be Kirby by way of Crash of the Titans.
I haven't played that game, so
we should put it on the wheel. It's wild.
Yeah, that was that era where they like just kind of kept throwing Crash games out there as even though like they weren't doing super well.
Yeah, they kept trying to reinvent Crash Bandicoot, and
they made. I remember like hating that art style when they showed like the redone Crash.
Yeah,
where he's like, it's the cool, edgy Sonic version of Crash, and it's like, well,
he's got tribal tattoos.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, were you thinking like the tag team racing Crash?
Yeah. They redesigned him twice. Yeah, Crash of the Titans. Yeah, that was like the last game that they did before Crash 4, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Crash of the Titans is just like an idiot Crash, but like the Twin Sanity / tag team racing Crash is a maniac, certified insane.
You may not believe this, but I actually kind of want to play Crash 4. I think it looks.
I haven't played it yet. I just haven't like.
It's amazing to me because you're like the big Crash fan.
Yeah, I am, but also I don't think I really want to spend like $60 on it.
Yeah.
How much is it?
I did see it. It was on sale. I did see there was a bundle on sale. It was like $60, but you got the Insane trilogy. What's the kart racer?
Crash Team Racing.
Yeah. Crash Team Racing and Crash 4 for $60, but I don't know what it was individually.
See, I would get that though. I would get that because I have the trilogy on Steam, but like if I could get it all on Switch, I think that's where I would want it.
The fourth one actually looks kind of fun. So
yeah, it's
one of those games.
I've heard really, really good stuff about it.
And it's enhanced for Series X, so maybe I'll have to. I'm sure it'll look gorgeous on Series X.
Yeah. Do you have a 4K TV?
I do, yeah.
Wow.
It's not like one of the really clean, like new OLED models, but
yeah,
it's not bad. Still, it has HDR, so
that's a lot of pixels.
It is.
That's a lot of pixels.
What were we talking about? I think we just rambled like into a corner, and I don't know where. I can't even like think what train we're talking about. Kirby, but that was a rabbit trail from something else.
That was, I think, a rabbit trail from Metroid and Pikmin. We were talking about
so
Pikmin
4. That was all a rabbit trail for Pikmin Bloom. Wow, that goes back a while.
Wow.
Yeah, I think. Do you have anything else to add, or should we wrap up the show here?
I can't think of anything. I don't have anything. I feel like I had like there's something, but I think we kind of moved past it, and I can't remember what it was. So it must not be important.
Do you remember like where it was in the discussion? Like, is it Dark Souls related? Deltarune, Crash?
No, I feel like it's either something with somewhere in the Metroid, Kirby, Pikmin.
Oh, okay.
Not. I can't remember, so it's probably not important. Or maybe I already said it and I just forgot.
Well,
what a great podcast. I thought of something to talk about, but then I forgot it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, we still managed to fill like an hour 40 without any prep work, so.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, baby. Content.
Yep.
Oh, this is gonna get all the views on YouTube. Engagement.
All right, well, thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks so much for listening. I hope that you've had a good day and that you continue to have a good time.